What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, GGFOREX here, and on today's video I'm going to be going over 2 or 3 tips that I believe will help you pass FTMO. Now, I understand this, right? I know I haven't passed FTMO yet, but I'm sharing with you my experience. What have I learned from doing the previous FTMO test and obviously the one I'm doing now? And you're not going to like this, okay? It's to do with your mind. Like, I know a lot of you now have probably clicked off, and that's fine, because if you're not prepared to learn this, then you're probably not going to succeed anyway, unless you already know it, right? But what I have learned is I have had many setups. I'm going to be putting screenshots on when I explain this so you guys can see what I'm on about. I had a great setup on AU. I had a great setup on USD CAD. I've just done a great trade on USD Swiss for a 1 to 3, which I'm perfectly happy with, and I'm in another trade for USD, NZD-USD, right? Now, on the AU and the UC trades, right, I had them set up. I had them pending. No, I didn't. I had them set up. I did my analysis. It ticked all my boxes, and because I had a loss beforehand, I didn't take the trade, right? So, I met all my rules. I had everything I wanted to do. I did the markup. It made sense. I didn't pull the trigger. Why? Now, a lot of you are probably in this situation, right? Where you might have had a couple losses. You kind of are questioning yourself. Am I good enough? Do I deserve it? Is this the right thing? I've had 2 losses in a row, 3 losses, 5 losses, whatever. Do you feel like this is the right thing? You start questioning everything, like your strategy. Then you might be jumping around and you might be doing this, doing that, and it could all be overwhelming and confusing at the same time. And then you just think, you know what, I'm just going to play it safe and just do the markup and just see what happens, right? And then you find out it works, and then you're like, right, next time I'm going to do it, okay? And then again it happens. Your setup's there, everything you want, your rules are met, it makes sense, you got your markup, it all lines up with your fibs, you're like, yes, this makes sense, and you still don't do it. Why is that? And that is what I was struggling with at the start. I found setups, but through fear. Now, if this was a demo account, this is why I realized it was my mind when I was doing the challenge, right? If this was a demo account and it didn't mean nothing, if I didn't have to get 10% in 30 days, right? If I didn't put money down on the line, like real money down on the line, real money that I'm risking, because yes, you are doing a challenge, but you are risking your money, regardless of what it is, right? Yes, you go for, well, I'm doing a £70,000 FTMO test now, but I'm still risking that money I invested to take the challenge. I'm not going to get it back unless I pass the challenge, right? Yes, you are going to get 70,000 if you pass, but you still invested your 460, your 500, your 580 euros or whatever it was to take the challenge. So you are risking that amount of money. Subconsciously, that's going to affect you, right? And unless you're used to that and you're okay with that, because I know a lot of people that will go from demo, crush it, live, not crush it. And that's because they're overthinking the process. Now, it's taken me ages, right? I looked back through the time, and if you go back to my YouTube channel now, you'll see that this time last year I was furloughed, okay? I was still furloughed. If I was furloughed for 2 months, I went back in May, I believe. I went back in May. So this time last year, this was when I was very first learning Forex. I was diving in 2 feet first. You guys already know the history. If you don't, just go back through the channel. That was day dot, right? I started where you guys are probably now, right? You may be a bit more advanced than me at the moment. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. And if you've been here since day 1, definitely let me know in the comments below, because that'd be sick. Questioning in your head, right? That questioning of, is this right? Blah, 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 blah. Not taking a trade, hesitation. Then you leave it, come back, and then you have a look at the charts again and realize if you actually did take that trade, you would have won. I did this twice. As I said, AU and USD CAD, and it would have been beautiful too. 1 to 5 trades, that is 10%, 1% risk on each one, beautiful. If you want to do 0.5%, then you would have got 5% gain to your account, which is amazing, okay? Especially if you're not trying to get 10% of the month and you just, that's what you want to do. If you had a £100,000 account, you know, you get 5%, that's $5 this month. Decent, you know, it's a decent amount of money depending on your account size. But that's beside the point. What I'm saying is what was stopping me from taking a trade, and it was that fear of I don't want to be wrong again, because that way I'm further away from my goal, and the goal was obviously making 10% for that month to pass and go into the next stage. So fear was holding me back. I thought I got over it. I clearly haven't. So what can I do to combat this? And my one was, it's really hard and it's really obvious, it's just trust in the process. I've already told the guys in the group this. I've shown them my screenshots of AU, right? You've just seen them there somewhere, right? If I just trusted the process, believed in myself, knowing that yes, I can mark up trades well, you know, you're not going to get it every time, but you at least have to have a swing to see if you're right or wrong. And with risk management, you'll find out whether you're right most of the time or not. And with this strategy that I do, I don't need to be right. Sorry. I don't need to be right over 50% of the time. I don't need to be right 30% of the time. I can be right probably 20% of the time and still be in profit. So I can lose 8 trades and win 2, and I'm pretty much still going to be break even or in profit, which is insane, right? So I know the numbers make sense. I know that I can mark up charts correctly. Sometimes nothing's a guarantee, and again, that is all part of the mindset. Nothing is a guarantee. You can have 10 confirmations, right? I don't really like to have more than 3, because then I'm overthinking, and everyone's different. And if you guys are relating to this and you're hesitating and you're not taking trades because you're scared of losing that trade, you need to know that losing is a part of trading. Losing just lets you know if you are on the right side of probability or not. You have to change your brain from caveman brain to probability brain. And what I mean by caveman brain, this is why trading is so hard, right? And I sent the guys in the group this. If you haven't joined the groups, down below, a guy who's talking about rewiring your brain. And it isn't like just meditation and all that stuff or calming down. It's your brain, right, releases chemicals, fight or flight, simulation, whatever, right? Your brain goes into panic mode, and your brain goes into stop this pain from happening again mode, sort of thing. So it is your emotions, okay? Yeah, but it's your emotions that you think you can control, but you can't. Your emotions control you. It's noticing different things happening, breath, how are you feeling in that moment, and really understanding it. This is what's really happening, because back in the day, in the caveman day, we were making short decision on the moment decisions to survive, right? We went out, there's a saber-toothed tiger, shit got real, we need to make an instant reaction. Your brain kicks into survival mode to get you out of danger, right? When you're trading, you have those chemicals releasing, and your brain wants you to stop and make a short-term decision onto survival, whatever that may be. Which my one in that case was, just don't enter the trade because we've won. We're out of danger. We've now skipped that danger, if that makes sense. By me not entering the trade, we haven't lost anything. So my brain's like, yes, we've won. We haven't lost. It's a break-even day. But because of that emotion, I missed out on the great setup. Because it was a short-term decision, your brain is saying, yes, we survived to fight another day. That short-term decision took me out the trade by me never entering that trade, and therefore missing the opportunity. But what you need to do is switch from that thinking all the way to probability thinking, where what is the probability of this trade working out? That's all you need to ask yourself. And the more emotions get involved, you know, like the movie, I think it's Emojis, the Emoji movie, when you got the angry one and the scared one, the nervous one, the shy one, the happy one. That is literally everything that's going on in your brain. And when certain chemicals get released, your brain goes from normal, logical, probability thinking to survival, short term, get me out of danger mode straight away. And it's really hard to fight that. And what my brain was doing, as I said, was going into that caveman brain, making short term decisions, get out of danger, and keeping me out of that trade altogether, when I should have been thinking, yes, the probability of this trade is high because of my evidence, my confirmations, they're all there, it made sense. Why didn't I pull the trigger? Pain, fear, suffering, all that stuff kicked in because I know if this doesn't work out, I've lost another 0.5 or 1% or whatever I'm risking on that trade. So it has been a really difficult time, and I'm probably still going to struggle with this, and I'll continue to struggle with this, but I'll get better over time. Same with you guys, is going from that caveman short-term mindset back to calm, logical, I've forgotten the word. Calm, logical, probability thinking mind. Okay, we are calm. We're taking in logical data, okay? You're reading it, it meets your rules, it makes sense. What's the probability of this trade working out? And be okay that yes, you can have all the confirmations you want and still be okay to lose. That's where proper risk management comes in, to help with that side of the mindset. But if you have a couple losses, your brain is going to kick in the caveman brain and stop you from entering trades again. So what I really try to do is just say, it meets my rules, take the trade. Just accept it, okay? And do not touch it until it hits TP or stop loss. Simple as that. So if you've got proper risk management, you should have obvious TPs where you would like to get out the market. And with me, I like to get out where the banks get out, okay? So where retail traders enter, that's where the banks like to take out their orders and then swap their buy for sales, blah, blah, blah. I do the same. So when I feel this thing saying it meets my trade setups, I'll take the trade and walk away. With FTMO, it's going to have to be slightly different because your risk management has to be a lot less, because again, you can't lose more than 5% in a day and you can't lose 10% overall. So what I'm doing to combat this is just risking 0.5% on each trade. Yes, it's going to take me longer, but it gives me 20 swings at bat to try and pass the challenge, right? And obviously if I'm doing 1 to 5s, it should only take me like 4 decent 1 to 5 trades to pass, okay? So that is what I have personally been struggling with, is going from caveman brain to probability brain. Logical, makes sense, meets my conditions, just take the trade. Just take it, okay? Just take the trade, walk away. If you lose, it's okay, because you're only gonna lose what you've risked. You should be okay in accepting that risk. If you're not willing to accept that risk, lower it again. Go to 0.25% risk. Or 0.01% risk if you're really that worried. Because before you enter a trade, it has to make sense for you to do it, and it has to be okay with your risk. If this makes sense. Let me know if this makes sense in the comment box below, and let me know if this is relative to you guys, if you can relate with this. Do you find yourself not entering trades, looking back and realizing you missed out on a great opportunity and you don't know why you never entered that trade? It might be because you're going through the same stages as me. Your fear, your need, your desire, your lust to make it in trading also holds you back. Because you want that, you're too scared of taking a knockback, which then misses out on opportunities that could bring you forward. Remember, if I lose my trades, I'm going back 0.5%. But if I win, I'm going up 2.5%, because I'm going for roughly 1 to 5s. That's roughly where my trade thing works out, and I'm risking 0.5%. So I can take knockbacks. I know this. The numbers make sense, but my brain is worrying to avoid that pain. Survival mode, fight or flight, okay? I need to go from that to probability. If it makes sense, take the trade, walk away. Don't worry about it, okay? If there's news coming up and you know it's a riskier time, probability of that trade working out goes down. You know, then maybe cancel the trade if it's a logical reason. But do not enter or exit out of a trade or cancel a pending order or take your profits too early because of your emotions, because you're fearful of the loss. If you manage to trade correctly, you shouldn't be fearful of the loss. It should make sense. If you're coming out of the market at a logical area and not randomly just saying, that would be cool if that worked out. If it actually makes sense, okay? If there's clear targets, just go for it. And that is what I can hopefully help you guys with today. But so far on the FTMO, it's all going well. I've done a great trade on USD Swiss, which you'll see there. But yeah, guys, I hope that makes sense. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below, share it or whatever. And if you haven't joined the GGFOREX group, the link is down below, where I've already explained this to my guys previously. So if you want to get a heads up on that, then it's all in there. But yeah, guys, love you all. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one for hopefully where my mindset has allowed me to get into a lot more trades and hopefully pass FTMO. But we'll see. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Love you all.